Who would win? Leon's 6 Pokemon, high-leveled, EV-trained, well-balanced team, or one Roly Boy? Okay, here's how I'll be doing this. Spheal has 2 other evolutions, but obviously, we're never going to evolve our Spheal. I will be using held items and consumable items for Spheal, but no X items. X items are cheating, obviously. Of course, I won't be sitting down and grinding levels on my Spheal unless I'm completely stuck and it's 100% necessary. I chose Sobble as my starter just so Hop would pick Cinderace and therefore be weak to water. And as soon as you get to Wedgehurst, you can access your Pokemon boxes. So I can swap the Sobble for a Spheal almost immediately. You're actually supposed to get Spheal at level 60 late game in the Crown Tundra, so as you'd expect, its level 5 moveset sucks. The only move it got was Rollout, and the one guy on Route 1 weak to Rock is Rookity. It was weak to Rock, but it was still way too close for killing a wild Pokemon on Route 1. Luckily, we're out of the woods at this point because the Rookity gives enough experience to get Spheal up to level 7, which is definitely high level enough to get through the rest of the Pokemon on Route 1. More importantly, at level 12, Spheal gets both of her stab moves, Water Gun and Powder Snow, which unfortunately have terrible base power, but it'll have to work for now. These 2 moves were definitely necessary for getting through the rest of the intro sequence because I lost a Hop like 3 times. This is the 3rd time, come on Spheal, please. Yes, let's go, Spheal. Well, luckily the gym that had an actual counter to Spheal, the grass-type gym, was the first gym and Milo only uses 2 of his Pokemon. So Spheal wins by using Dynamax Powder Snow twice. It worked in this case, but I knew I was going to need a few new moves to win the Water-type gym. I wasn't going to be stuck with Water Gun for that long though, because just by chance, the dude at the wild area was selling a TR for Surf. And yeah, Spheal can learn that move, which makes a 40 power water move a 90 power water move. Also, once you arrive at Motostoke, Leon will randomly show up and give you an item depending on what starter you chose. This is the other 50% of the reason on why I chose Sobble, because in this case he gives me the Mystic Water, which boosts the power of the holder's water type moves by 20%. That makes the 90 power Surf a 108 power Surf. This gym looked threatening because water is resistant to both water and ice, but with Spheal's super-powered Surf, she can just kind of run over all of the gym trainers with Surf, even if it's resisted. All of Nessa's Pokemon were basically the same deal, and her ace that would have been threatening is Dreadnought that's part rock, so it takes normal damage to water-type moves. And despite it being a rock type, it doesn't get any rock type moves, so it can't deal enough damage to Spheal before it can kill it with 2 max geysers. Kabu, the fire type gym leader, was more or less of a pushover because of the obvious type advantage. And spoiler alert, that's the last of the easy gyms, starting with Alistair. Alistair's team was difficult not because it was actually threatening, but because he had a Cursola who knew Curse. Yeah, it's a play on words. Basically, using Curse makes the target Pokemon lose a quarter of its maximum HP at the end of every turn. Forever. Because the Curse never goes away unless you switch out into another Pokemon, which obviously I can't. So on the first attempt, Cursola uses Curse, and by the time Gengar comes out, Spheal's just at too low of health to really tank any hits even with healing. And on the second attempt, I tried Dynamaxing immediately as the Cursola came out to just get rid of the threat of it using Curse at all. Which worked, we got the kill on the Cursola before it used Curse, but with this strategy, Spheal runs out of all her Dynamax moves right as the Gengar comes out. And without the double health from Dynamax, we've effectively handed Alistair the win. Oh, and I just found out in editing that the Cursola doesn't even have a 4th move. So the dude at Game Freak definitely knew what this guy's purpose was. So yeah, we're totally stuck on Alistair's gym because the Cursola. I'm sorry, I was trying to think of a pun there. So Spheal and I have suffered a major ego drop from the funny dream Mask Man. And I wasn't about to start over-leveling my Spheal just because I can't get past one move. So in this case, the truth was, Okay, really, I just need to get lucky. You see, I knew this battle would be super easy if the Cursola just never used Curse at all. And luckily, the AI for Pokemon is notoriously pretty stupid. Because even though Curse is Alistair's priority move, there's always a 5% chance about that it'll just use like Change of Power or something. And the Cursola is a 2-shot kill with Surf, so I just needed to get a run of this gym battle where the Cursola didn't use Curse on both of his turns. And after an hour or so, the run finally came, and the Cursola just used Hex twice instead of Curse. What an idiot. Next we catch B Lackin committing nefarious acts of property damage. He's trying to destroy the mural at Stoan's side, for some reason. And to not get caught by the CIA, he tries one-upping Spheal in a Pokemon battle. That doesn't work. So we get to see this hilarious animation again of the staff dudes basically jumping him. Like, what happened to him? Okay, the actual relevance of this battle is that Spheal learns Blizzard here, which has an insane power of 110 damage, even better than the Surf, but it has an accuracy of 70%. But Spheal also learns Hail at the same level, and while Hail's up, Blizzard will always hit. Our next gym's in Balinlia. Balinlia? Is that really how you say it? Balinlia, as in the name. Balinlia. Balinlia. Well, invading this person's house can get you an Eviolite, which raises defense and special defense by 50% as long as the user is holding it. And I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not using the Eviolite for this challenge because it's extremely broken. 50% boost forever, especially for a Pokemon that already has a pretty good HP stat. So, the Mystic Water remains. Oh yeah, Opal. Like Alistair's gym, there weren't really any type advantages on either side, but she did have a nice, good trick up her sleeve in the form of asking insanely easy questions that will give you free stat boosts if you get them right. Who wants to be called the magic user? The entire strategy for this gym was to use Hail on the first turn, and then use Blizzard's 100% accuracy to hopefully wipe through her team. This obscene strategy got me through her Glaring, Wheezing, and Togekiss, but her second to last was Mawile, who being part Steel resisted Ice type. So this was a good time to just Dynamax now, use Max Geyser, and set up the rain for the Alchemy. And everything went according to plan and the Alchemy came out, and I was just a little bit scared of it, but all those fears vanquished when she asked me a question about what her favorite color is. Yeah, it's purple, you can't fool me. And getting that right doubled both of Spheal's defenses, basically handed me the game. Alchemy hits the Gigantamax, but there's really nothing Opal can do. Look at how much damage this max attack does. Ouch. Spheal can kill Alchemy in a clean 2-shot kill and secure us our 5th gym badge. By the way, the 4th and 6th gym badge are actually different depending on what version of the game you're playing on. So if I were to be doing this on Sword, I would be fighting B instead of Alistair and Gordy instead of Melanie. So, of course, I played this on Shield so that I could avoid both the Rock type and the Fighting type gym leaders. So that unfortunately means I have to fight Melanie, the Ice type gym leader, as a Water and Ice type. Luckily, the only gym trainer you couldn't avoid was a Snom. Melanie wasn't quite the hardest gym leader, but the battle in itself definitely took the longest amount of time. This was mostly because her ace happened to only be resistant to water and ice, and all of her team had decently good other options besides water and ice to use against Spheal, which hit pretty hard. Not so much for Spheal though. This was the case for basically all of her Pokemon, so this was an uphill battle. So I was basically forced to Dynamax to get the much needed help from the rain bonus, as well as getting around the annoying Ice Face ability on Ice Cube. But Spheal only had 1 turn of Dynamax left when the Ace Lapras came out. And like I said, it's resistant to all of Spheal's moves. But Lapras is in the same boat, it also doesn't have any moves against Spheal. So for Spheal's last turn of Dynamax, I decided to just use Max Guard to stall out one of her Dynamax turns.
Lapras uses Max Geyser once again, and oh my god, for the first time!
Spheal's Dynamax ends, and I use the next turn to heal her from the last couple Pokemon's attacks. So Lapras comes back with the Max Geyser, but that doesn't even do half of Spheal's health, and Lapras' Gigantamax is over at the end of this turn. So this starts the very long battle of spamming Surf. Keep in mind the rain also just ended this turn, which means both of our Surfs will be dealing half damage, just to drag the battle out, I guess. It was a Surf battle for around the next 8 minutes until Spheal got to too low of health, in which I would heal my Pokemon, and soon enough I would chip Melanie's Lapras down to just low enough health that she would also end up using a potion. Luckily, all the gym leaders get a maximum of 3 hyper potions, so she ended up running out after like 8 minutes of fighting, and that's like the only reason I won. GG, easy gym, Sonia is spitting facts. Technically, I lose the challenge at the 7th gym because the grunt just doesn't let me in. That's because one of the gym trainer fights is actually a double battle, and the game has no idea to handle a double battle with only one Pokemon, so it just skips all of them. This is usually pretty cool because I get to skip otherwise mandatory trainer battles, but in here I'm just completely stuck. So no, I guess it's not possible to beat Sword and Shield with only a Spheal. But everybody ran into this problem doing this Pokemon challenge, and the solution to it was always just to put in a super weak Pokemon as the second guy and leave it at that. So that's what I'll be doing for any of the double battles. Oh yeah, this fight was trivial anyway. I just felt like I needed to bring this up for later. Piers is another neutral type advantage gym, and Surf is the prime option for most of her team. Neither of us can Dynamax because the 7th gym isn't a power spot, and with all downscaled Pokemon, and this just kinda removed the threat of fighting her at all. And here we are, we're finally at the 8th gym badge. The only gym besides Alistair that I got genuinely stuck on. And even though Spheal has a type advantage, this is the double battle gym. These are the only gym trainers I felt like I actually had to bring up because they were pretty difficult. Spheal number 2 goes down in one hit and then it's just a 1v2 for the whole battle. The first trainer was actually the hardest one out of the bunch because she had an annoying Pelipper who knew Supersonic and resisted Spheal's moves. But I got lucky because on the first attempt the Pelipper missed Supersonic, so that basically sealed the deal. The second trainer's Pokemon were all weak to water, so they all went down relatively easy. And on a third trainer, the Abomasnow handed me the game by setting up the hail for me, giving a nice 100% accuracy blizzard to sweep her team. I got extremely lucky in these gym trainer battles, not mentioning the fact that they only come at you with 2 Pokemon at a time, which seemed to work out perfectly for Spheal's moveset. Raihan's battle definitely didn't work out though. Holy crap! Raihan's team composition makes it look like it'd be great to be a water and ice type, but all of his Pokemon have a really good counter move against Spheal. And I mean, I've ran into a type disadvantage before, but as a double battle, this is completely impossible, because Spheal has to take 2 super effective moves in the face before I can fight back even once. So to survive, I would literally need to heal every single turn. And obviously that wasn't getting me anywhere, so this was a losing battle. So I'm quite convinced that at this stage, Raihan's gym battle is impossible, because Spheal's levels are clearly not on par for a 1v2 battle. I said that I would only grind levels on my Spheal if it was absolutely necessary, and this is one of those necessary cases. With the obedience rules, I could technically get Spheal all the way up to level 90 right now, but I decided to just level up to level 81 and give it another shot. I was really just hoping that with this level boost, Spheal could take more than one body slam without being decimated. And not only were Spheal's Surfs doing a measurable more amount of damage, when the body burst came, Spheal takes it like a complete champ. So Spheal actually has enough health to throw out 2 Surfs. So we finally get past Raihan's first 2 Pokemon. Then come out his last 2 Pokemon, Duraludon and Sandaconda. Of course, turn 1 I need to heal because I just used 2 Surfs without healing, and if I had just Dynamaxed right now, I wouldn't have had enough health anyway to take a hit. Then, per usual, Raihan Dynamaxes the giant skyscraper, and a pretty frightening one at that. This Duraludon gets Stone Edge, which translates into a really strong max Rockfall. It does just under half of Spheal's health, but with Sandstorm damage, Spheal can't take more than 1 hit. Half health is better than no health, so now is probably the best time to Dynamax. That way, I can get the additional health from Dynamax and be able to survive another max Rockfall. With this plan, Raihan's Pokemon can't dish out enough damage to take out Spheal in one turn, and Spheal goes for the Max Geyser on the Sandaconda so I can set up the rain, but I forgot Sandaconda's ability is Sand Spit, which just puts the Sandstorm back in the battle. Spheal is obviously on her last leg here, so I just used Max Guard to stall out Duraludon's final Dynamax turn. And the next turn, of course, I have to heal, so Spheal's Dynamax didn't really go to much. And once we're both on even ground, Stone Edge is a 2-shot kill for Spheal. And Surf is also a 2-shot kill. But luckily Spheal is faster than the Duraludon, so it goes down to Surf before another Stone Edge can come out. So with that, we actually won the fight against Raihan, which means the only thing left in the game is to fight the Galarian Star Tournament in Winden, and that starts with Marnie. I decided to use the Hail Blizzard strat for most of her team, which, unfortunately for her Pokemon, worked like a charm. The power of Blizzard basically swept through all of Marnie's first 3 Pokemon, but her second to last Pokemon is Toxicroak, which is part fighting, so I was scared of it. So I decided to just Dynamax then and keep the Hail going with the Max Hailstorm. But it turns out the Toxicroak didn't even have a fighting type move. So it just used Toxic and went down to Blizzard. Then her Ace Grimmsnarl comes out and Dynamaxes, which I wasn't very scared of at first because of how little damage it was doing, but Spheal can only get off one more Dynamax attack, which did only half its health. Okay, Spheal's Dynamax is over. I honestly don't know if a regular Blizzard is enough to take this guy out. Wow. I have 1 Blizzard left. Okay, now this definitely has to work. I mean, it's 100% accurate. I just need to trust the dice roll here. Oh yeah, Spheal's definitely not taking another hit. Come on, Spheal. No! Are you kidding me, dude? Oh. Wait, he's dead? Wait, I won? What happened? Oh, he got knocked out by the hail. I am so lucky to have made it out of that. Next up is Crushing Hop's Dreams, which his team is just pretty bad, so this was easy for everyone. I'm sorry, Hop, I didn't mean to do you like that. Then Bede just randomly steps on pitch and challenges the player to a fight just to give the main character more of a spotlight. But his team is just straight up underleveled compared to the rest of the trainers. How long is this video now? 17 minutes? Okay, I'm gonna have to pick up the pace. Alistair's fight was straight up a pushover. Nessa put up a pretty good fight though, because this time her Dreadnought actually got a rock move. Good job actually using your Pokemon's type, Nessa. Still, the Max Rockfall was always a 3-shot kill, and Spheal could take it out with 2 Max Geysers. It was still a close call though. If the Dreadnought had gotten anything other than Rock Tomb, maybe it would have been different. The last battle of the tournament is, again, Raihan. And by then I had just realized that there was a piece of Nevermelt Ice just sitting around on Route 8 that I could have picked up this whole time. It's just a Mystic Water, but for Ice types. So that makes a 110 Power Blizzard a 132 Power Blizzard. Would have been pretty useful to have during the Marnie fight, but well, I guess I'm using it now. Luckily for me, this time it isn't a double battle. He leads with Torkoal, who has Drought, which halves the damage of any of my water type moves. I obviously didn't want that, so I counteracted it with Hail. Thankfully, changing the weather to Hail screwed up the Torkoal, who was about to use Solar Beam. So he spends his whole turn charging, and on the next turn, Spheal is faster, so the Torkoal goes down to a Surf. Then the Goodra comes out and switches the weather to Rain, once again making Blizzard 70% accuracy. Luckily, the Blizzard hits anyway, and down goes the Goodra. Especially thanks to the Rain Goodra kindly set up for me, the Turtonator is a 1-shot KO easily. Then comes out the Flygon, who sets up a Sandstorm. I still went for Blizzard, praying that it would hit, and luckily it did. Flygon's of course a 1-shot kill, and now Raihan's just down to his Duraludon. So both Raihan and I Dynamax our Pokemon on the same turn. But Spheal is just too strong, and the Duraludon is, well, you guessed it, a 1-shot kill. This match was an insanely lucky draw. And now we can face the champion of Galar. It's been like 20 minutes, let's just fight Leon. Well, never mind. Hey, look at the money.
Hi, Leon and Star. Just letting you know, there's been a change of plans, and I'm just gonna end the world now. I hope you're cool with that.
Okay, by the time I got to the non-scripted Eternatus fight you actually have to win, Spheal was completely out of blizzards because the game doesn't give you a full heal. So I had to take out Eternatus using only Surf. Oh no, that doesn't do any damage. Wow, almost dead already. Hopefully this will be a 4-shot kill as long as the Eternatus goes on yellow. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I need to heal. And I think I'll need 2 more Surfs to win. And the hope is always that he uses cross poison instead of flamethrower. Okay, nice. I think there's 1 more shot, hopefully. If he can get a critical with flamethrower, I think I'm still dead here. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit. Okay, I guess I got what I asked for. Hopefully this is a high enough roll, otherwise I'm screwed. Okay. Wow. Thank the Lord. With the rest of the game's story out of the way, now we can actually fight Leon. Leon leads with Aegis Slash, which is obviously faster, so Spheal takes a Sacred Sword to the face before it goes down to Surf. Rhyperior is next, and obviously it's way slower, so it goes down to Surf easily. Leon's next 3 party members are all weak to Ice, so I decided to just Dynamax now to get rid of the threat of all 3 of them, and hopefully a Surf is enough to take out the Charizard. This works to wipe out Leon's team until the Haxorus comes out, in which Spheal's Dynamax runs out, then taking a pretty bad hit to Outrage. The hail is still up from Spheal's last few Dynamax attacks, which gives Blizzard a much needed boost to take out the Haxorus. And with his team out of the way, it's finally time to fight Leon's Charizard. It's Leon's 6 IV high leveled EV trained well balanced Charizard that's Gigantamaxed against Spheal. So obviously this already doesn't look too good, especially because Charizard has a powerful Solar Beam that even without stab is an extremely strong super effective move. And so the Charizard Gigantamaxes and hits the dreaded Max Overgrowth. At that point I was basically convinced I was screwed, but Spheal actually takes it like a champ. So ensues my spamming of Max Potions to avoid Charizard's inevitable wrath. Charizard hits Spheal, I get a mini heart attack, I heal, and the cycle continues for 3 turns until the Gigantamax is over. Obviously this wasn't getting me anywhere, but once Charizard's Gigantamax was over, he reverted back to regular Solar Beam, meaning he's gonna need an extra turn just to charge. And now this is my time to attack. Charizard spends his turn charging, and I spend my turn healing Spheal. On the next turn, the Charizard obviously goes first and lets loose the Solar Beam. Spheal tanks it, and can finally throw out the challenge winning Surf and obliterate the Charizard, and actually making Spheal Galar's newest champion. This was a really hard challenge, and it was a ton of fun to do. And honestly, I really just did this whole challenge to see this screen, which is supposed to show the player's Hall of Fame, but it's just a Spheal, so it was pretty funny. I will be doing the same challenge for the new Pokemon games when they come out, it's just fingers crossed the Spheal actually gets in the game. Until then, see you next year, I guess.